Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're journeying to two of India's most incredible UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the Ajanta and Ellora caves. Now, you often hear them spoken of in the same breath, and for good reason. They're both absolute masterpieces of architecture carved right out of solid rock cliffs.
So, are they telling the same story? Not even close. While they're both jaw-dropping examples of what you can do with a cliff face, a hammer, and a chisel, they tell two very different tales etched in stone.
Okay, so let's break it down. Even though they're just about 100 kilometers apart, their entire purpose and artistic focus were worlds apart. You can think of it like this. Ajanta is an intimate story told in vibrant paint, while Ellora is a grand, epic saga carved in stone.
So our first stop is Ajanta. We're talking about a series of 29 Buddhist caves, totally hidden away for centuries in this beautiful horseshoe-shaped gorge in the Sahyadri Mountains. And when I say hidden, I mean it. For nearly 1,000 years, these caves were completely lost to the world, literally swallowed up by the jungle. Then, totally by chance, in 1819, a British officer named John Smith was out hunting a tiger, stumbled upon them, and brought one of ancient India's greatest artistic treasures back into the light. Now, what's really fascinating is that these caves weren't all carved at once. They were actually built in two totally separate phases, with centuries in between. And this time gap perfectly captures a major evolution in Buddhist thought, from the earlier, more simple Hinayana period to the later Mahayana period, which saw the Buddha as a much more divine figure. Ajanta was basically a complete self-contained university for monks. You had the viharas, which were like the dorms and lecture halls for living and studying, and then you had the chaityas, these grand sacred halls for worship. The whole thing carved by hand right out of the cliff.
But look, the real showstopper at Ajanta, what it's truly famous for, are its paintings. These frescoes are some of the finest surviving examples of ancient Indian art anywhere in the world. And they aren't just pretty pictures. They're entire narratives, telling stories from the Buddha's many past lives, known as the Jataka tales. Take this story, for example, the one about the Monkey King. It tells of a time when the Buddha, in a previous life, actually sacrificed his own body to form a bridge so his fellow monkeys could escape from a human king. See, these weren't just stories. They were visual sermons designed to teach lessons of compassion and sacrifice. All right, let's hop over to Ellora, about 100 kilometers away, and you'll see a completely different kind of narrative take shape. This place wasn't a hidden, secluded monastery. It was a huge, bustling pilgrimage site for multiple faiths. And this right here, this shows you the single biggest difference. Ellora isn't about just one religion. It's this incredible campus of 34 caves dedicated to three of India's major faiths: Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, all living side by side, carved into the very same cliff face. And that, right there, is what makes Ellora so unbelievably special. For centuries, artisans from Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain traditions were working here sometimes at the same time, creating this remarkable landscape of interfaith harmony. It's a powerful message, literally carved in stone. But among all these 34 incredible caves, there's one that just, well, it defies belief. It's not a cave that was carved into the rock. It's an entire multi-story temple complex that was carved out of a single massive piece of rock. We're talking about Cave 16, the Kailasa Temple. It's dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva, and it is, without a doubt, the crown jewel of Ellora. It's also the world's largest monolithic structure. And let me just say that again. It wasn't built by adding stones. It was revealed by taking them away. The engineering here is just, it's mind-boggling. Workers started at the very top of the cliff and carved straight down, digging out an estimated 40,000 tons of rock to literally free this temple from the mountain around it. It's a feat of reverse architecture that is almost impossible to wrap your head around. So you might be asking, why on earth would they carve it that way? Well, as legend has it, a queen made a vow that she wouldn't eat until she could see the sacred peak, or shikhar, of a new temple. So to fulfill her vow as fast as possible, the architects started right at the very top. So after all that, when you put it all together, what's the big takeaway? How do we really tell these two ancient wonders apart? Let's just boil it down. Think of Ajanta as this intimate, quiet art gallery, a serene monastery where stories come to life in breathtaking paintings. Ellora, on the other hand, is a grand public spectacle. It's a powerful statement of faith and sculptural might, a place designed to inspire pure awe. And in the end, while Ajanta tells this incredibly profound story of a single faith's evolution through its art, Ellora's legacy, well, it might be even more important for us today. It stands as this powerful, rock-solid reminder that different beliefs and different people can not only coexist, but can actually come together to create something beautiful, awe-inspiring, and